All right, if you take Cassandra's age, double it, and then add 9, you get her mother's age. Give an answer for Cassandra's age and her mother's age that meets this condition. All right, so it looks like we take Cassandra's age and double it. So I'm going to multiply by 2 and then add 9. Looks like a Z. And that would give the mom's age. So give an answer for Cassandra's age that meets this condition. All right. What are you guys, like 13, 14 years old? So why don't we say Cassandra's 14? So if Cassandra is 14, we're going to times it by 2, which is 28, and then add 9, which is 37. So here we would have Cassandra's age, and here we would have mom's age. Now, are these realistic numbers? Would it be okay for a 37-year-old to have a 14-year-old? Yeah. And you can tell because if you subtract 37 minus 14, because that means the 37-year-old had the baby 14 years ago, the mom would have been 23 when she had the baby, which is totally acceptable. All right. Give a different set of ages for Cassandra and her mother that meet this condition. All right, well, what if Cassandra's only 2 years old? So Cassandra's going to be 2, and we're going to multiply that by 2 and then add 9. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. Oh, wow. So that means that Cassandra is 2 and the mom is only 13. Uh-oh. That's a little young. And what that means is if the mom is 13 and Cassandra is 2, then she had that baby when she was 11 years old. That would be mighty, mighty young. Not impossible, but not likely. And give one more set of ages for Cassandra and her mother that meets this condition. All right. How about, let's make Cassandra really old. Let's make her 45 years old. So if Cassandra's 45, we're going to multiply that times 2 and then add 9. So 45 times 2 is 90 plus 9 is 99. So that means the mom is 99 years old, which is possible. And Cassandra is 45 years old. And if we want to see how old mom was when she had Cassandra, 99 minus 45. She was 54 years old when she had Cassandra, which is a little old to be having kids, but still possible. All right, organize your information into an input-output table. So we're going to have input, which remember that's our X value, and our output, which is our Y. And let's go with the smallest number first. Cassandra is going to be our input because that's the number that we put into the equation to solve for the output. So when Cassandra's 2, mom is 13. When Cassandra is 14, mom is 37. And when Cassandra's 45, mom is 99. All right, 4 students in Cassandra's class made conjectures about her age and her mother's age based on the clue about Cassandra's age. If you take Cassandra's age, double it, and then add 9, you get her mother's age. Write a rule to represent the relationship between Cassandra's age and her mother's age. Use C to represent Cassandra and M to represent her mother's age. Oops, I already did that up here. So the rule is going to be Cassandra's age times 2 plus 9 equals the mom's age. So that is the rule. So we can just rewrite that right down here. Cassandra's age times 2 plus 9 equals the mom's age. Okay, find a rule for each input-output table. State the rule in two different ways, as a sentence and as a rule using X for the input and Y for the output. All right, so we need to figure out how to go from 2 to -6. All right, let's think about adding or subtracting. So if we're up at 2 and we want to go down to -6, we would have to subtract 8. Well, if we have 3 and we subtract 8, that would only get us down to a -5. So that's not going to work. So how about multiplying? Well, I can see from 2 to 6, we can multiply by 3, but this is a -6. So if positive times a negative gives us a negative, then that would work. So let's try it here. If we have 3 times a -3, 3 times 3 is 9, positive times negative is a negative, that would work. And then how about 0 times -3? Well, anything times 0 is going to be 0, so that works. -3 times -3, positive 9. And then 10 times -3 would give us -30. So I think we found our rule. Okay. So we are going to take our input, X, and we're going to multiply it with a -3. So the way we write that is we're going to put the number first, -3, and then we're going to multiply it with X, which is 2. Oh, so actually for the process, we should be putting the 2 in there. -3 times 3, -3 times 0, -3 times -3, and -3 times 10. Okay. We need to write it as a sentence. So this is going to be input times -3. Not really a sentence, it's a sentence fragment. That's okay. And then as a rule, using X and Y. So we're going to have Y equals -3 times X. All right, for this one, got some decimals here. Whole numbers are easier to work with than decimals. Let's look at the whole numbers. How can I go from 0 to 8? Well, I can try adding 8, right? Let's skip down here to the other whole number. 1 plus 8. Well, it gives me 9. All right, let's go up here to -0.5. So we're right below 0. And if we add 8, yep, that'll get us up to 7.5. And 8 plus 0.5 is going to be 8.5. 1.5 plus 8 will give us 9.5. So I think we found our rule. So our process is we're going to take our input, negative 0.5, and add 8. 0 plus 8. 0.5 plus 8. 1 plus 8, and 1.5 plus 8. So a rule in a sentence. We'll have input plus 8. As a rule, y equals, take our input, x, and add 8 to it. Alex is ordering CDs from an online store. Each CD costs $5, and the shipping fee is $10, no matter how many CDs he orders. For example, if Alex orders 3 CDs, then his payment amount would be $25. Find 4 more possibilities for the number of CDs ordered to the payment amount P. All right, well, if each CD costs $5, that means it's $5 per CD. So here's our CDs, and here is our payment amount, $25. So if it's $5 per CD, that means we've got to be multiplying these two together. So we're going to have 5 times our input of 3 CDs, and the shipping fee is $10. So and $10 means plus $10. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 10 is 25. So that works. So pick some other numbers. Let's go with 5 CDs. So we've got 5 times 5, which is 25, plus 10, which is 35. About 10 CDs. So we'd have 5 times 10, which is 50, plus 10, which is $60. So 20 CDs. 5 times 20 is 100, plus 10, 110. And do 25. 5 times 25 is 125, plus 10 is 135. So the rule is our output, which is P. P equals, what are we doing with our input? Multiplying it with 5. So we'll have 5 times our input. So that'll be 5C plus 10 for that shipping fee. Okay, last page. Steps of a magic number puzzle are pick a starting number, multiply by -3, and then add 7. Okay, so we're going to take our starting number, multiply it by -3, and then add 7. -3 times 1, -3, plus 7, that'll bring us to a positive 4. -3 times 2 is a -6, plus 7 will be 1. -3 times 3 is -9, plus 7, bring us to a -2. And then -3 times 4 is -12, plus 7 is a -5. Use the rule to fill in the table, then make a graph. Okay, so we're going to take the x value, put it up here into the equation, and solve for y. So 3 goes right up here. 2 times 3 is 6, and then 6 minus 5 is 1. Take your 4 and put it up there. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 minus 5 is 5. And 2 times 6 is 12, and 12 minus 5 is 7. Okay, so for graphing, Remember, right here in the corner, this is 0. Make sure you put your 0 right on that line, right on this line right here. Can't be sitting in between. Then go ahead and number your graph on the lines. Same thing with the y. We're starting at 0 right here. Put a 0 on that line. Okay, so for graphing, the x value is going to be 3, the y value is going to be 1. X value 3, y value 1. X value 4, y value 3. X value 4, y value 3. 5, 5, and 6, 7.